The stats are clear. When an employee is motivated, they are 31% more productive and 87% less likely to quit. Also, 70% of an employee's motivation is influenced by his or her manager. Now, the same can be said for parenting. 70% of a child's motivation is influenced by his or her parents. Now, since motivation is so important, how do we inspire and motivate the people around us? Well, I'm going to answer that question, but let me answer it by sharing about one of my favorite fast food restaurants, Chick-fil-A. Now, besides their great food, which by the way, my go-to, 12-count nuggets, Chick-fil-A sauce, and an Arnold Palmer. Even though the mini chicken biscuits, they're probably a close second. But you know what? Besides their food, I'm also impressed with them as an organization. They stick to their values. Now, whether you agree with their values or not, they're not afraid to stick with them. They are not open on Sundays. They are willing to give up revenue for their values. And guess what? They consistently outperform their competition who's open 7 days a week, opposed to them only being open 6 days a week. But what I'm most impressed about with Chick-fil-A, it's their customer service. Now, as someone who has been in industries who hire a younger workforce, aka teenagers and college students, I am so impressed how they can get this younger workforce to care about their customers consistently. They don't deliver perfect service, but they do deliver consistently great customer service. How do they do that? How do they motivate their employees? Well, back in 2010, we got a sneak peek into how they motivate and train their employees. You see, they came out with a commercial, and if you don't remember the commercial, we'll have a link in our session outline. But in this commercial, they're at a Chick-fil-A restaurant, and as they navigate through, they have subtext by each person, and it shares some of the struggles that that person is going through. Struggles that we can't see because they're hiding behind smiling faces. Then at the end of the commercial, they say, everyone has a story. You see, how does Chick-fil-A motivate their employees? One word: vision. You see, part of Chick-fil-A's mission statement is to have a positive influence or impact on everybody who comes in contact with Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A trains their employees to see themselves as not just someone who serves chicken. They don't see their customers as just numbers. They see them as people who have stories. And that a simple smile and saying my pleasure can have a significant impact on someone's day. That's the power of vision. You see, vision is the best motivational technique because it gives substance to the hollow. It gives meaning to the mundane. There's an ancient Hebrew proverb that says, where there is no vision, a people perish. You see, too many times, and I am so guilty of this, that we just get caught up in the demands of the day. Demands that come from our job or at home or just with life in general. And we forget why we do things. We lose our purpose a little bit. We forget that we have this stressful job because it's providing for our family and the type of lifestyle that we want. We forget that as we run our kids from one sporting event to the next, that we're actually investing in their development and maturation as a person. You see, when I remember the why or my vision, it reminds me of my purpose and ignites passion. They've done studies and they've shown that if you give somebody a handwritten note, you'll boost their morale for about 2 weeks. If you give a person a raise, then you will motivate them for about 6 weeks. But if you help your employees answer the question, did I make a difference today? And they can answer yes, you will motivate them for life. That's the power that vision has and the power of the why. And great leaders, they know how to harness it. So here's today's game plan. What about you? What areas in your life do you lack motivation or passion in? Is it your marriage, parenting, or your job, you need to have a fresh vision and you need to remember the why. Why did you marry your spouse in the first place? What were things you loved about him and her? Why did you want to have a family and start having kids? What are the benefits that your job is providing? You can do the same thing for the people you care about. Help them to remember the why in the areas that they're lacking motivation in. Let me leave you with our tweetable lesson. Vision gives meaning and purpose, which ignites passion and excellence.